It is quiet here at Lombardi Field, as this was taken hours before Old Bridge and East Brunswick would meet up for the 27th time in their history. The Old Bridge High School football team has been part of this rivalry since 1994. It was played on Thanksgiving morning up until 2019. Old Bridge and East Brunswick still meet every year to fight it out, as the Knights have a commanding 24-3 record against the Bears. I was lucky enough to talk to Old Bridge defensive coordinator and former Old Bridge football player, Coach Donahue. Here's what he had to say about the rivalry. As a former player, what was it like to play in the Battle of Route 18?
I mean, when I was in high school, it was a big build-up, like Old Bridge, East Brunswick, Old Bridge, East Brunswick. You know, after high school was over and you start playing against these guys in college, you start like hanging out with them outside of, college and everything like that. They all, you talk about it, and it really was a big deal. Like East Brunswick, as much as they won the state championship, they were like, we want to beat Old Bridge because they haven't beat Old Bridge in forever.
Why do you believe it is important to keep the tradition going for years to come?
I mean, traditions literally are something that are overlooked and passed up on all the time. I mean, when you think about it, back in the 70s, 80s, when it was Madison Central, Cedar Ridge, there was a town of Old Bridge rivalry coming together, and it was two schools in the same town playing against each other, and it was a huge event. And then once the schools merged, it became Old Bridge, East Brunswick. And now that was back then. It was the Battle of Route 8. It was still the Battle of Route 18, but it was more of a bragging right part of because Old Bridge and East Brunswick kind of go back and back with each other. The actual Battle of Route 18 is very important because it's been something that's been happening for 25 years now, and it's a great tradition to have. I mean, kids need to know what tradition is, and it's just where this program came from, and like everything that's been done in the past. So it's very important to keep it going.
Even though the Knights didn't have their loud and vibrant student section cheering them on this year, they once again were victorious against East Brunswick, winning 35-20. I was lucky enough to call the game this year, and with the help of Mr. G and Ryan Dershowitz, I was able to capture these spectacular Old Bridge highlights. Hopefully the Battle of Route 18 is here to stay, as it is one of Old Bridge's most memorable and exciting traditions.